The deck that I'll be showing you today promises to connect you to a vast library of knowledge known as Akashic Record, and it does it in a very unique way. Whether it works or not, you're about to find out. Hey, welcome back. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Jay and this is Lunacore Tarot, where I bring you weekly tarot and oracle deck reviews to inspire readings, with the help of Dr. Kotnik there, who is sleeping for the whole review, but still probably going to claim the creative credit. And the deck I'll be showing you today is the Akashic Record. It's a deck created by Emily Nicole with the help of artist Carla Cartagena and was published by an Australian publisher, Rockpool Publishing, known for their quality. Let's have a look at this together. So the Akasha Oracle. This deck comes in a beautiful box. It's 48 card deck. It's quite nice because quite often you see Oracle decks that have less cards in them. It's got a golden title printed here and also have a whole bunch of lorry kids trying to have a fight outside of my window. So if you get the sound of that, I do apologize on their behalf. So Carla Cartagena is the artist behind this and she did an amazing job with this. There's a couple of examples of cards here and also embossed name and the logo of the publisher on the back. It's a really nice box, and to be fair, I'm not surprised. I haven't seen a poorly designed and developed Rockpool Publishing box and packaging yet, so this is one thing I really trust every time I open one of these. There's a bit of a writing there. It's a very sturdy box with a thumb cutouts too, so you don't have to shake it like a crazy when you're trying to get it out of the box. We do have a really nice guidebook. This is very on par with the overall design of the deck, and it's also a colored book. It's 120 pages, beautiful. We'll have a look at it when we do a little test read for you to get an idea how this actually reads. So before we jump into it, what is Akashic Record to begin with? So it's an idea that's been around in Hinduism, and I think a few other cultures mentioned as well. Emily talks about how Leonardo da Vinci was inspired by the Akashic Records, and she also travels there for meditation to get inspiration for her designs. And the idea is pretty simple. So this deck is meant to help you to get into that space and get some knowledge and information from it. What can I say about design of the cards? So this is the reverse side of the cards, and it's a very good print. These are, I would say, matte cards. They got gold gilding on them. Less on the shiny side. I think it's kind of like bronze gold, almost like this dark gold. And the card design, well, you got no borders on these cards, and it looks to me like it's been hand drawn with a pencil. That could be a digital pencil, and painted. Now the style of this deck, I would say it's quite balanced. It's not either masculine or feminine, maybe a touch of feminine side, but they're quite muted in color, and you got this highlights of colors to emphasize the point, which I think to me is quite nice. It doesn't look very busy and allows you to focus on your reading and intuitive reading, then get distracted as some of the cards do. And you've got the meaning of a card written at the bottom. So the cards meaning broken down to 4 categories, and I hope I'm going to get it correctly. So it's potentialities, variables, mind states, and I think areas of life. So for instance, love will be an area of life, and potentiality will be things like letting go. Now it's interesting that some of the cards are very similar to tarot meaning. Like for instance, you've got a justice card here, and that's intentional from what I understand. So when we look at the guidebook, you will see that it's quite rare, but the author suggests to use all of the cards in the deck to do spreads similar to you will see in tarot. Now it's also interesting that we actually have 50 cards in this deck. You got the date card, and what this is, take a guess, is for working with pendulum. Yep. So basically you can get this card, and if you're using pendulum, it sort of sways around. You can use it to predict dates. So it's not necessarily Akashic Record related, but just for you to practice divinatory meaning, which I think quite nice. And Emily talks about how you can use your own pendulum. She decided not to include it with the deck. And you also got this one here. So I think to me this could be potentially used for the timeline therapy, or if you're actually using something like Akashic record to point to specific memory that you pull in from the Akashic records, or it can also be used for ancestral readings, right? So it's quite interesting, I would say. I have not seen this before. Let me show you some of my favorite cards before we jump into a test reading. And also, if you want to see all of the cards in this deck, there is a flip through at the end of this video. Right, the first card is the Synchronicity, and if you're familiar with this, the Synchronicity is the main reason why I got into tarot, because I come from engineering background, and for me the world was really a mathematical equation. But after seeing some stuff that I couldn't explain from physics perspective, or I think they're trying to explain it now with quantum physics and all other stuff, Synchronicity was one of the things that really made me question whether this Newtonian view of reality, with formulas and mathematics, is actually the right one. And I think the design of this card is quite beautiful as well. I'm sure you would appreciate it too. The Resilience, that's another card that's resembled me, something that I've done probably a couple of years ago. If you haven't heard of Kintsugi, it's an art of mending broken pottery with golden paste. And I think this is exactly what this card represents here. So you see this person who's got cracks going through their face, but they're not broken, because the golden paste makes broken pottery an art, and actually beautiful at it. If you get just a plain boring white color, a glass or clay pot, or a cup or teacup, a porcelain cup, you can mend it and it will get much more character. These cracks and golden paste and texture will make it basically a new cup and a piece of art. And that's exactly what Resilience does to us. It doesn't break us, it gives us texture, knowledge, and a bit of beauty to it. And this one, a lot of people are probably going to be familiar with it. I quite like this. I think it's Atlas from Greek mythology holding the globe, but it's really what this person is holding is this massive monumental effort trying to help everyone. And as we know what happens with that, quite often this is too much, because we can't really help and fix everything in the world. We're only human after all, and that's the whole idea of not trying to jump on every opportunity to help people, even though it's tempting, or even think that everyone needs your help. That's probably more inclined towards having this mentality that you need to help in everyone. And some people want to work things out for themselves. Some people don't want help because they want to grow and develop themselves. And that's exactly what this card symbolizes. Do you really need to carry this? Do people around you actually want you to help them to begin with? And remember how I mentioned that the author wants us to use the deck in a specific way using full spreads? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do things my way. And exactly what I'll be doing, I'll show you in a second. I'm actually going to do a little spread here. Let's read your energies for the day. And I'll use one of these cards as a clarifier. So it looks like your day will be filled with hope that the star card brings here. If you have any ideas or you've got some doubts about your future, this is the day. You're going to get some inclinations, perhaps your mindset, perhaps going to be some signals that universe will be giving you, showing you that things are actually going to work out in your favor. Now the challenge to it is a strength card, which in this case is you keeping your emotions intact, you not giving away into the potentially negative thinking or some urges to do things in a different way that may interfere with what this card, the hope, is giving you. And the advice with this is to be steady, be strong, come across as someone who is very grounded, a leader of your own life or a leader of other people, and use this groundness to help you to tame the emotions that potentially may taint or cloud your visions. Right, let's use Akashic Record to clarify what this star sign actually means. Where is this hopeful feeling? What is it related to in your life or in my life too? Because I'm right in the middle of this reading here, and got a subtle realm. interesting. So I'm not sure exactly what this card means, but looking at this, I will say that perhaps there's going to be some messages coming to you in relation to this whole situation. So it doesn't really tell us what the context of this hope and star is. So let's have a look at the guidebook and also what it tells us about the Subtle Realm card. Quite a nice book, I would say. So it gives listings of all the cards and a bit of introduction, what Akashic Record is. It's a good refresher here. And how to use the cards. So it's a bit of a creating a ritual and clearing your mind before you start reading, and creating the mindset that can help you. This is the variables I was telling you about, the personalities and potentialities, and the inner states. And there's also instructions on how to use the how to use pendulum on those cards. Here you go. This is the spread you would use for the deck, and you can go from past and present, similar as you would do with tarot deck. Now I still prefer using tarot deck because I've got 78 cards versus 48. You've got your 5 cross and 7 cards spread here too. It's quite nice. Subtle Realm. This card speaks of angels, guides, archangels, and the spiritual world as a whole. So I was on the money there. Depending on its position in the spread, in the theme, it will refer to a new awareness, providential help, or synchronicity. When in combination with the Passage card, 39, the Subtle Realm card points to rebirth. The lotus symbolizes spiritual awakening. And exactly that's what I was thinking about. There will be a subtle signs that the universe will share you, whether we want to call guardian angels or anything else. So what do you think of this? For one, Dr. Kotnik thinks that there's too many people and not enough cats in this deck. So it's probably going to affect the rating, but we'll see how we go. I'm giving this deck 4 out of 5 paws on the cat meter. It's a really solid product, excellent production quality, beautiful artwork, and the whole idea of exploring Akashic records with Oracle, it's a solid concept. Though I'm not going to give this deck 5 paws because I still think that as a clarifier, which I'll be using it for, it sometimes gives an ambiguous message. And also, Dr. Kotnik told me if it's going to be another deck without cats in it, he's going to walk. So I have to look sure this guy is happy. So this is it for today. What do you think of this deck? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you going to use it in your readings? Let me know in the comments below. And if you got something out of it, feel free to subscribe. Enjoy the flip through, and I'll see you in the next one.